Like as soon as someone puts a video up, we're like, oh, we comment with the video back of what they really looked like and what they said. This is actually what
they did.
Yeah, we're going to roll back to the consultation where you actually said this.
Yeah.
Splitting Hairs free salon education podcast starts now. Featuring Matt Beck, Christina Cavalcanti, Brian Hare, and Carly Wareheim. Today's episode is powered by MinervaBeauty.com.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Splitting Hairs, episode number 32 of the FreeSalonEducation.com podcast, powered by our friends at MinervaBeauty.com. If you're opening or renovating a salon or barbershop, partner with our friends at Minerva Beauty, trusted by over 200,000 beauty businesses worldwide. My salon is filled with their furnishings, chairs, mirrors, shampoo systems, and more. Visit their huge showroom in Monroe, Georgia, and shop thousands of options online, many available same-day shipping. Use code FSE24 for 10% off Minerva brand items at MinervaBeauty.com. Exclusions apply. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, share the channel, share the show. We appreciate all of you guys joining us that do join us live, but know that you can also subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. I got Brian here with me.
Hello.
Carly.
Hi.
Christina.
Hey.
And today we're going to talk about a few different, just kind of fun things, and get to talk to you guys in the chat as well. I did a solo episode last week because we just have a lot going on. I'm sure every hairdresser right now is super busy, hopefully, and this is just a busy time of year. It's fun.
You put out a podcast by yourself?
It was like, yeah, you didn't listen? You don't subscribe?
I'm busy. Wait.
No, I just sat down. I recorded.
I didn't know that.
It wasn't like a regular show.
How was it without the talent?
Good one. I don't know. I mean, I didn't even look to see how the listens were, but it just talked about like it was a business type episode. Probably boring. Hopefully, we'll see if you guys liked it. I don't know. But we're back in normal form today. Is everything good? How is everything? I don't even know. I feel like this is our time to catch up a little bit and everything.
Yeah.
Good.
I mean, this is
it,
Hell Week.
Right. Yeah. And this is the week before. You still have 2 weeks before you go away, right?
3.
Okay.
Including that like little mini week between Christmas and New Year's.
Okay.
I feel like the way Christmas falls this year, it's like weird because like I think our last day before Christmas is like the 20th, right? Because
we're closed Sunday,
is
Monday.
a Monday. Yeah, so it's like I feel like usually it falls in like we still work the 21st, 22nd. Like I don't know.
So we're kind of jamming even more people.
Yeah,
in, really. Okay. Well, good luck with that.
Hey, thanks.
All right. So Carly was just talking about this story, so we'll talk about it a little bit because I do feel like it is a thing that's going around the internet right now. You can explain it a little bit.
So it is TonerGate. So on TikTok, there was a girl who had seen a stylist that she had seen a couple times before, but she went to get highlights, and I guess the highlights didn't come out exactly how she wanted to. She reached out to the stylist. They kind of went back and forth about what could be done to fix it. And she also took to TikTok to explain her unhappiness. And then as this kind of grew, a lot of hairstylists on TikTok kind of were putting some pieces together of like, her hands were blue and, some things were just not adding up. But long story kind of short, she really seems to more so be complaining for clout and not so much her hair. The stylist tried to explain to her, like toners aren't permanent. It's going to wash out. She did bring her back into the salon and try to fix it, but the girl was still unhappy. And I don't know, I just think it's interesting in today's day and age of TikTok and clout and things like that. Like, a lot of stylists were saying that they have so much more anxiety now because of things like this happening.
Like the internet?
Yeah. So yeah, it's just
I think it's a good conversation. Obviously we could play it, but it's long and real annoying. But and also I don't want to give more clout to the situation, except for the fact that I think we should discuss the fear of this and stylists in this day and age, like having to deal with like people run to like start shouting out on the internet. But it was one thing about this video that seemed like she really was she just kept going. Like it wasn't even like
and for me it was like, oh, like share this and make sure it gets like out there. It's like, you know, why I'm gonna believe that a lot of people have been unhappy with their hair in the past and not have instantly gone to social media to like complain about it.
Right. Like she was just unhappy with the tone of her hair.
Yeah.
It's not like the stylist did something really bad.
Right.
Like she didn't try to hurt her. She didn't try to there's no reason to try to destroy this stylist's business.
Yeah.
I think she was doing it for her video to go viral.
Yeah.
No,
Absolutely.
Because she wouldn't shut up.
Right. But what I'm saying
Like
is
it was like 3 minutes long of ranting and people wanted they
very
just
little
get
substance.
sucked into like, even if they don't agree with her, like, look at this idiot, you know, like kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think it's important too, like a lot of hairstylists on TikTok have kind of band together to like talk about it because we are human. And it is hard to walk that line of like in the customer service industry of like the customer's always right or whatever. But mistakes do happen.
Yeah.
And also we're doing a chemical service. So it's like, you don't know what is going to happen. That client could tell you that nothing has been on their hair and they don't know. Maybe the stylist that they saw previously did something that is on their hair that they don't know about. And now you're having to, deal with that. So I think just keeping the lines of communication open with your client more about what you're doing and the chemicals and educating them is super important. Well.
Yeah. And like you said, she may have even tried to use the blue shampoo and changed her hair to gray herself.
Yep.
And again, it might not even really be about her hair.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just about the video.
I would like all of the hairdressers to now band together and refuse to service this woman. Like, I would like that kind of
That's like the King of
punishment for
Queens.
her.
The King of Queens episode.
To make it even more like, she did this and I think she's just a horrible person, but she went to another stylist who fixed it for, apparently she was in the chair for 5 hours. But if someone's taking 5 hours to fix like a toner, then that's probably, whatever. But she posted that video and was like, oh, like my hair's fixed now. I'm going to take down all the other posts because it's fixed. And yeah.
I feel bad for people like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think
I
like
don't.
the world.
I just hate them.
Like I feel sad for her that's who she is.
Yeah.
But that's what she has to do with
I feel more sad
her
for
time.
everyone that has to deal with her.
Like we have a hard time getting here to work. Like, can you imagine having enough time to do that?
No.
Like go make a video to rant about somebody?
And then that's
wish the least for her.
and that's the other thing too. Like she wanted the stylist to answer her right away, and because she was leaving for a trip, she needed to be in on the day that she needed to be in to fix it.
It just makes the story better.
It was her birthday. She was going on vacation. She's very busy. She's got a lot going on.
But she has time to do a 5-minute video.
And make 5-minute videos about her hair. I just don't. So let's talk about dealing with this, because this is not just like the whole customer is always right situation. We all know that that's just a saying that we're supposed to treat the customer like they're always right. That doesn't mean that they actually are always right. So like in the salon, like how do we deal with irate type people or this situation? Like how would you deal with it?
Cry. No,
Honestly,
I had someone who was unhappy recently.
Yeah.
And it was a funny thing. Like, I'm very glad that I wasn't alone in hearing that she was being a little much that day. Like, Danielle heard it and she heard the consultation, and there was communication. She wanted to change, so I made like the tiniest bit of change. And it was as I was finishing the blow dry and my next client just walked in that she tells me she hates it. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
well, how much? Like, do you want to fix it or do you want to just deal with it? Like,
Right.
because she's someone like the hair color always fades. So I wasn't really that worried about it because she always comes in and it's way, way faded and she likes that. And it was just there was a little bit more tone to it. And she's like, well, I hate it. I said, okay, can I fix it? And she goes, well, what does that mean? I said, I would need to use some bleach. Well, I don't want that. I said, okay, then where do we go from here?
Yeah.
And she goes, I'll just live with it. I'm like, okay, have a good day. This is how much it costs. Bye.
And you did have a thing where because you talked to me about it and you said you weren't sure. At first you were like, maybe I shouldn't have charged her.
Yeah.
But then you were like,
You still got 2.5 hours of my time and this is what it costs.
yeah. And I think at that point you're also saying, I'll do whatever it takes to fix it.
Yeah.
But to give somebody away your time doesn't really make sense.
If you're not going to let me fix it, then
Yeah.
that's on you.
Yeah. I mean, you could always reschedule them if they can't do it that day or whatever, and maybe allow that to be like a free appointment or whatever, but not just to give the whole thing away.
Right.
It doesn't make sense. Yeah, I think people, it's okay. I do think we get caught up sometimes in our feelings of like, because we want people to be happy so much that when they are not, we get a little bit defensive sometimes about it, when sometimes it could be lack of consultation. It could be just this person, maybe it's hard to please them. Maybe they have very difficult hair. So I think we do have to also allow that side of the customer's always right. Does that make sense? But like, because to not overstep and not say like, oh, this is definitely, I'm always right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just, am I making sense? I don't know. I don't feel
Yeah,
like
Well,
I'm
you just
making
don't let
sense.
ego get in the way.
Yeah,
Like-
exactly. Yeah.
But I also do feel like for the client as well, like, I don't know. I don't want to like offend anybody, but like they have
Just let her
to,
rip.
they have to come with the same grace, I feel like,
Yeah.
because we are doing a chemical service. So yeah, please tell me like what is wrong, but don't take it to that like, oh my God, instantly like being so upset, because maybe it is an easy fix and you're just getting so upset for no reason. And then
Yeah.
it's like making me feel like, oh my God, like relax, like
Yeah.
we can fix it, you know? So I think there, again, that line of like
I think
taking
it's-
things too far.
I
guess.
think definitely situational too, because if this is a client that has been coming to you and you know they're not going to leave, and this isn't a repeat offender, not a new client, I don't know. I understand that your time is money and valuable, but when someone is unhappy, there has to be some sort of give, because they made the time to come in and be on time for your appointment also.
Yeah.
And they're paying for your service.
Yeah.
So it's a little iffy with what are they being compensated? Yes, you will fix it for me, and I appreciate that. But in that moment, they were not happy, and they are your guest that comes in how many times a year?
Well, I think
Yeah.
and that's
And
why the
that's
first
kind of
question is
the situational part of
right.
who this is, and take it from there.
That's why I think the first
And
question should always be,
customer
okay, what
services.
will it take to make you happy?
Yeah.
You're not happy? Okay. What will it take?
Yeah. What do we need to do? Yeah. Do you have time
Well, I
today?
think in their first, right. I think to make their hair look how they wanted it, right. So then you want to fix that. But
Yeah.
that is making more time then for another, like they have to
Well.
carve out that time, and so do you. So it's not like someone you, like say you don't know a client and they're new, or you've had them once or twice before and you know that kind of vibe that you can't make them happy, or they've tried to maybe get a discount of some sort. That's different. I think that's just very situational. That's how I look at it.
But
for
it's,
a
but it's
customer.
always different. Like you say, it's very situational because like there was my woman that just wasn't happy right then and there, but really it wasn't that bad and she's fine. Then I used to have a woman, she'd come in, she wouldn't come in any sooner than 10 weeks. She was very firm with that. Every time she left, she loved her hair. I gave her the cut she wanted, the tone she wanted, everything. And every time she came back, every single time she came back, I hate my hair. This is the worst. This is the worst. And after feeling like a terrible hairdresser multiple times in a row with her, I realized she just needs her hair done again. She just doesn't like how it looks after 10 weeks of
Right.
your toner faded, your hair got longer.
Yeah.
And
now
then I
she needs
realized like this is a her thing. Like
That's
this is not
different
anything.
because she's coming in every 10 weeks. Yeah, like that's totally
that's what
different
we're
than
saying,
when
like-
someone's in the chair and all of a sudden they're like, I don't like this. I think like it's situational to who that customer is and kind of like getting that insight of who actually is in your chair at that moment and how you're going to treat that, to be honest with
But
you.
Yeah,
do
that
you
is a good point.
think though, like, so say that happens, is it like, okay, we're gonna fix it, no charge, but you still have to pay for what we did do, or is it like you don't have to pay for anything? Like,
I think
because
that's
kind of
very situational.
yeah.
Like the one 10 years ago where I absolutely screwed up that woman's color. There's no way I'm charging her. Like
Right.
I accidentally turned it orange
Yeah.
and purple.
Mm-hmm.
But someone not loving a toner that's different. Like
Yeah.
if we had
And I think there's ways to appease people. Like, for instance, like you just said, you even knew. You're like, shit, something just went wrong, you know, because you don't make that mistake.
Right.
And maybe even your verbiage can help that customer almost be like a salesperson in a sense, like, oh, well, today your toner was, $10 on. I'm going to have that $10 removed. I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
Let's make some time. Like I think just being smart about your customer service is important.
Yeah.
I took a phone call on the other side of things just recently, and I had to tell like this person, you don't have to be rude, because the person was kind of over the top,
Yeah.
And I kept my cool, and believe me, I was like kind of beside myself. And then I got off the phone and I all of a sudden just started, because I had a really terrible day, and I just started bawling my eyes. I don't usually cry. I'm not like a big, and I just lost it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you have to still like maintain the customer is always right, even when they're being wrong, meaning treat them with at least a little bit of
Yeah.
kind of be a good salesperson and give them something out of it, right? Like,
Well, and this
just
is
tell
the
them to
thing.
make a TikTok about it.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't help anything to go back at the person the way that in that
No.
way. And this was on the FSE side, but we, we're afraid of the same thing. It's like, well, we can go back at this person and they're being completely out of line. But if you say anything back, now all of a sudden you become the TikTok.
and I've
So,
been the crazy lady before,
yeah.
and I hate it. Where
Man, yep.
no,
No,
like,
I was there.
seriously. And like people
No,
can gaslight, like they
yeah,
can just
they get you there.
and you lose it.
I
and
feel
Yeah.
like
you
I'm
don't-
too good at like the comebacks that I'm okay with being like.
Well, it takes a special person to
Like,
do this.
I feel
Meaning-
like I'm
That's
quick
what it
on my
is.
feet in
Yeah.
certain situations to like put you in your place. Not saying that I would do that in a work setting, but like
Yeah.
in an outside setting where people have been disrespectful to me. Like,
Oh, I'm too good, and then
yeah.
it turns on you.
Yeah.
and
I've never had it turn on me because you can be mean to me back and be 10 times meaner. I feel like.
No, well,
So
well, no, have kids and live in a community, and then have people start. You're
Yeah.
the outsider. You're the outcast. It's like the crazy lady. Like you become that person.
I'm okay with that.
it's hard.
Yeah, it's not
you might
that
be,
I'm not
but
okay
it's
with
hard.
it. It's hard for everyone around you. It's like it's a whole different experience when your
Yeah.
kids are involved. I think it's just
Yeah, because then you're thinking about you're not really thinking about you. You're thinking about the other people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See?
which is
But-
everything.
Another reason to not have kids. I don't gotta worry about that. Talk
And-
all the shit I want.
The last thing about this, because we're great at making one show, one subject. The other thing about this is being alone in this situation, working in a studio space, which a lot of us do nowadays, and not having that stylist next to you to say, that person was nuts. You know what I mean? And then that changed your day, really. I mean, because you said to me, like, thank God Danielle was there, because she kind of made me feel sane again, that I wasn't going nuts. And
right, because it's just me versus her.
Yeah.
Someone's wrong here. Is it me?
And this girl.
Well, she said
TikTok,
she wanted a whole change. So,
Right,
like, that's
yeah.
like.
Well, and Danielle was the one that reminded me that she said that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't hang on to every single thing, but so that was helpful. So I imagine being alone in a situation like that.
Yeah.
That's tough.
And this girl on the
Basically-
TikTok was in her house, right? She has a salon in
She
her
has a
house.
nice salon in her
Yeah.
house, yeah.
But-
But I feel like basically we just need to set up cameras to have receipts
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
like
right.
these things,
Yeah.
so that we can be like,
She can put a
I
dash
have the
cam on every
receipt.
mirror.
Yeah.
like
should.
As soon as
A
someone puts
hairdresser
a
dash
video
cam.
up, we're like, oh, we comment with the video back of
Yeah.
what they really looked
Yeah,
like
this
and
is
what
actually
they said.
what they did.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
roll back to the consultation where you actually said this.
Yeah.
So,
We need to talk to Minerva and be like, can you put dash cams
Oh
in
my
your
gosh.
in your mirrors?
I mean,
you get out the remote after they're done, you be like, and
Yep.
it rewinds.
Yeah.
and plays
Anytime
it.
we have a honk button and it just starts
Bry's
recording.
like,
Yep.
he's like, guys, get the popcorn. Come on. Come on. Come on.
So what we'll do at holiday parties is just watch like the
Watch
craziest.
the customers.
Oh man, that actually sounds like a great time.
We are fortunate that we don't really have many of those
No.
at all. Like, really.
That's
Yeah.
why it's easy for us to talk about this in
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
1,000-mile view because it's so rare.
Yeah, and make sure that you have, you know, a hairdresser friend or somebody that has been in this kind of service industry to just vent about it, because that's like the best way to get. Just talk about it, and then people can relate to the craziness, and then, you know, you get through it.
I mean, customer service industry is just it's just
Yeah.
hard, you know?
That's why hairdressers
And-
love getting together. Because we all
Yeah.
have horror stories to bitch about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The best nights are like when you are in a customer service industry and you're with your people, and then you just have your like nights of venting and like what ifs. Well, what if this and what?
Yeah.
Like it just keeps building a stupid story, and then you
Yeah.
feel great about it next day and get up and do it again.
Yep.
Yup. Well, that was fun.
Yeah, it was.
That's the show.
Be nice to your hairdresser.
Yeah. And get through the week, guys. Just take a deep breath.
Can we just say we
Brian,
had
take a deep breath.
we had Italy, South Africa, the UK, Idaho,
Nice.
Nice.
Indiana, New York City,
Hey.
All right.
all in the chat.
That's awesome. Thank you guys so much for tuning in live. We're live every Tuesday. Hit the notification bell on YouTube so that you get the notification when we go live somewhere between 10 and 11 on Tuesdays. And that's it, guys. Thanks for watching the show. Follow Brian,
Hairstyle.
Carly,
Hair by Carly C.
and follow us, everything at Free Salon Education. Thank you, guys. And we got some big news on FSE AI coming out soon. So we'll leave the teaser there. Maybe we'll talk about it next episode. Bring it up.
Cliffhanger.
Big deal. Big deal. All right, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.